Honey, I'm pregnant. Ah, what? That's impossible. I'm a pull-out sofa. I don't know why I went with a Richard Kind voice there, but now it's Peter Griffin. What is going on? Richard Kind and Peter Griffin, two sides of a similar coin. Hello, hello, hello. I need no introduction after all this time, but I will still introduce myself anyway. It's me, Rabobo Jello Pants, and I'm back once again to look at images of things. What things in particular this week? Funny things. Okay, we're doing funny things now. Okay, yeah, so you're not intending to make me mad. You're making me laugh. Okay, cool. I better laugh or you'll be in trouble. Sorry, I'm talking to the executives right now. They're on the other side of my desk. I better laugh. I'm telling you now, man. I'm warning you. As always, if you like me or what I do, you can check out my social links down below. Go over to Robin Nelson in the YouTube bar and find my personal channel that way where we do other stuff. Let's get going. Hey, pretty good. I would have kept that though. A Ring Pop Sour? I'm not giving that back to Sauron. My sad iced latte this morning. Aw. Well, hey, drinking it's gonna make you feel better. The Fearless Hunter, a perfect predator, queen of her domain, ready to oops. Yeah, the cats are so confusing, man. They wish they were the apex predators that they, probably once were a long, long time ago, but they're scared of just about everything, Warning, security dog. Okay, well, that's two dogs, and they don't look like they're... Well, what is in the background? Is that like a fake storefront? August, our condolences. Your birthstone is ugly. I don't think it's as ugly as my birthstone. Hold on. I spelled January so wrong, it's not even funny. Yeah, I'm sorry. Garnet? Is it Garnet or Garnett? I'm not sure. Either way, I don't like my birthstone at all. I think it's kind of... I just don't like the color. I just don't like the color. This one, I don't mind this one. That's actually a nice color. I'd prefer that over the default of my birthstone, personally. I got in a car crash, and it appears I have scared my passenger to death. Well, you got into a car crash. Of course you're gonna do that. I got in a car crash back in January. Some kid turned left on a red and was taking these pictures for insurance. After looking back at the pictures, I realized my seasonal skeleton, Bob, had his New Year's hat and glasses flung off during the impact and had spun his head around to look at me with that shocked expression. I mean, of course you drive around with a skeleton in your passenger seat. I mean, that's something I would totally do. I honestly, I'm gonna do it now. Just in case I get into a car accident and survive, I can go, oh my God, I killed my passenger. Oh no! No, really, it's getting to be about that time of year anyway, so I should probably get a passenger skeleton just to keep me and everybody else in the vibes that are the spooky season. I'm glad you're okay, because that's a nasty crash. Car looks totaled to me, but what do I really know? I mean, hell, your airbag even deployed. Hot diggity damn, brother. I'm glad you walked away, and I'm very sorry, and my condolences for your passenger, princess. My grandfather is in a bocce league. He loves it to death, but I couldn't resist editing this pic they snapped of him at a game. So wait a minute. I'll look that up afterwards. Let's see this photo. Okay. Gotcha. Okay, so bocce is the handball thing. Hold on. Outdoor. It looks like they're outdoor. Relatively simple game to learn. So you're just rolling balls, right? Yeah, it's a handball game. Cool. I cannot believe that your uncle is Ash Ketchum. Appropriately aged after all these years, that is. I don't know how old you're. It doesn't matter. Boneless pasta spoons. Okay. Oh, I see. Yeah, dude. I hate cheap cookware. It is so bad. I have at least 2 utensils that I don't want anymore because this is exactly how they behave, Which is really lame because they're supposed to be in hot environments. That's what cooking is, okay? My spoon should not flop over okay, I'm not gonna make that comparison, okay? They'd have to edit it out and I don't want to do it, so I'm not gonna do it. Tried to download a book, although I couldn't. I was amused by the irony. This book isn't available for download due to the complaint of the copyright holder. Beware of he who would deny you access to information, for in his heart he dreams himself your master. Man, copyright law is such a joke these days. Where was this, though? Where was this book where a copyright strike happened? This clearly isn't a website like, say, Amazon, where you're gonna purchase the book, even though you can't download your books on Amazon anymore, which is super cool. More of our stuff being taken away, blah, 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 blah. Interesting. Anywho, where is this? You know, I need to start reading again, man. I get in and out of it just way too often. I want to stay in it, okay? I just want to read and actually read consistently for a longer amount of time. God damn it. Why do I do this? Why does everything have to come in waves? I just want to be consistent, man. Give me words that paint pictures in my head. My friend's car. Oh, okay. So we've got a hell of an anti-theft system here. Is your friend a little paranoid, or have they experienced having their entire car taken in the past? I don't mean to say that like, whoa, stealing a car, no one does that, that's crazy, you know, but this is quite the setup. I feel like, yes, someone's gonna bust into this car and go, oh my God, okay, not worth it, never mind. This guy clearly cares more than everybody else, but in the strangest way I think I've ever seen. I don't know what it is about those stupid wheel locks that cracks me up. Maybe it's just because the last time I actually saw one supposedly being used was the Cat in the Hat movie with Mike Myers. That little bit of them crashing and him trying to like lock up the car always gets me, man. I mean, you know what? At least your friend's car will be safe from being stolen for the most part, but just not safe from being screwed with necessarily. Where the hell do you guys even live that he needs to do this? Also, where's the cover for the bottom of the steering assembly here? For the bottom of the steering column? Was that stolen? I see like cables unplugged and stuff. What's going on in here, dude? The crash out was immediate. Okay, now is it an actual crash out or is it just somebody frustrated? No, hold on. Oh.
God damn, it's fucking
What did he do? Oh no, it's all falling apart. I see. Now, I am right there with him. I would be a little, shall we say, frustrated. No, you guys know me. I'd be screaming and crying and pissing all over the room like a psycho, but that's not a crash out. Why do we use crash out for just, I got angry? That's not what it is. That time my dad used pipe cleaners for his school picture. I'm trying to wrap my brain around what the hell that means. He used pipe cleaners for his school picture, like as an accent to his clothing. Did he make fake glasses? Did he literally build himself like a caricature of himself with pipe cleaners because he didn't get his photo taken? I guess we're gonna find out, but again, guessing is half the fun. Oh, okay, gotcha. I mean, that is fun though. That is really fun. I don't know why I assumed it was your dad's school photo when he was a kid and not, whatever. I think we should be allowed to be more silly in school photos. I'm glad the teachers get to, so long as they choose so, I guess. But, like, I know parents, I get it. You guys pay a pretty hefty chunk of change for school photos, and it's probably way more expensive now than when I was in school, but you should allow the kids to take a couple of silly ones, man. Just a couple. There is nothing wrong with a couple of goofy ones, you know, maybe one where I get to put on like a green screen shirt and be a floating head or whatever. Just let us have a little bit of fun because school photos are kind of nerve-wracking and annoying, and I don't know many people that like their school photos. Damn, your dad must have been held back a lot in school. Didn't graduate until he was in his 50s. He was the daytime custodian for 30 years at an elementary school. Honestly, that's awesome though. Cat Hoarder Comics. Is there a doctor on board? That could have been you. Dad, not now. Don't see them asking for an artist, do you? Dad, please, the man is dying. Why don't you go draw the chalk outline? I don't know if this is I've seen this joke before. I don't think this is the original iteration, but I have not seen this joke with the chalk outline bit. That's funny. If this person actually added that to the end of this, that's fucking hilarious. I'd never seen it before. Oh, man. Does your dog bite? No. I see. He shoots, he scores. Die, motherfucker. Man, can you imagine if dogs could actually do that, though? How many of them would do it? You know Chihuahuas are going to be murdering people left and right, but what dog is the least likely to just be shooting people that approach them? Lake Quitman Marina? Eat here, get gas, and worms. I don't want to. I don't want gas or worms, so I'm not eating there now. No. I know it's a bait shop and there's a restaurant nearby. You don't have to tell me. Why does that worm look so happy? Does the worm not understand its fate? I don't think he quite gets it. It's not clocking to him at all that he's gonna die soon. And it's also not clocking to the fish. I know I'm using these words wrong. That's the joke. Also not clocking to the fish that he might get the worm, but then we gonna get him. Parking for dentist only. All others will be extracted. That is actually a scary thought. Dentists can threaten you with a real bad time, man. They really can. Dentists are scary. Honestly, when I think about dentists, I am not scared of them or their practices or what it is that they do. The thing about dentists that genuinely perturbs and bugs me is how dramatic they are. At least in my experience. The gift shop. Gotcha. So this is where the king would buy fridge magnets. Oh, I get it. I understand. That actually did confuse me for just a second. What the hell are you talking about, Twonks? Twonks sometimes gets me pretty good. This wasn't one of them, but every now and then I'll see one of these strips and kind of laugh my ass off. I will admit. I say that like I have to be ashamed of thinking something is funny, which I don't, and you shouldn't either. Attempting to grab something in my dreams. Oh, don't ever do that. You're just gonna feel like an idiot. You're gonna wake up and go, what was I doing? Okay. Uh-oh. No, it's a lie, son of a bitch. So here's the thing. I can't relate to this exact scenario in my dreams, but here's something that happens to me in my dreams all the time. Like it is the recurring thing in my dreams. Not nightmares, just dreams. So these aren't nightmares. So I'll pull out my phone in like an emergency because I need to get a hold of somebody because I'm like gonna miss a flight or, I just need to get a hold of someone in general. I'll take out my phone and I'll try to dial their number or I will try to send a text. But no matter what, I can't put the right number in because I'm screwing it up and one of the numbers up, or when I'm trying to send a message, I will screw up the spelling of the same word 100 times in a row, which is something that happens to me in real life. Not so much the phone number thing, but that's why I don't like typing and texting anymore. I just prefer sending like audio messages or calling or a Snapchat video or something because it'll take me 10 minutes to send a message with how much I screw it up. So maybe that's why it happens in my dreams. But nonetheless, I cannot type in my dreams. I can't get a hold of anybody in my dreams. I'm always running late. I've always got to pee in my dreams, man. Wee Granny in Edinburgh. What is she doing? Grandma, please. Please, you're ruining your vacuum cleaner. That's not... Leave it alone. It's just the street. Please, let the professionals deal with it. Man, I do genuinely hope that I get to a point in my life where I'm bored enough to be like, I'm just gonna go vacuum the road, dude. I've got nothing else going on. So I'm gonna help out the community, and I'm gonna make our streets a little less covered in shit. That's my superpower. You best watch out, David Cornsweat, because I'm the real Superman in this here neighborhood. You're going down, buddy. I make headphones. These have an integrated CD player, remote control, battery, disc storage, and jewel box compartment. I think I've seen these headphones, and they're really funny. They are genuinely gut-bustingly hilarious, and considering how much is shoved in there, quite impressive despite them being the most impractical thing you've ever seen in your life. Yes, the single most impractical thing you've ever seen in your life. I love, by the way, genius idea for extra disc storage on the outsides of the actual headphone pieces. That's pretty genius. Also hilarious that you included a remote. I think that's pretty fun. Like, the whole idea is hilarious. It is. But of course, the point is to be as impractical as possible, and this would hurt to carry around on your head. It probably weighs so much your neck's gonna hurt after your scalp hurts. It's just funny, man, you know? I love people that put together incredibly impractical inventions, but they do it really well. Like, this is done really well. The devil on my shoulder is telling me to replicate these signs and place them all over the store. Did you know the toilet in this display room is functional? Take a moment to relieve yourself in it, and imagine this being in your bathroom. Dude, it is hilarious. I love that. And you should throw it all over the place. The part that really sucks is someone will take it seriously. It will happen. And I'm not talking about like a kid reading it and going, oh, okay. I'm talking about a fully grown goddamn adult, like some 56-year-old man who's naive as hell is gonna read this and go, oh, crazy. And surrounded by people, whip his balls out, take a piss in a floor unit, and ruin everybody's day. It is going to happen, maybe not today, but it will happen very, very soon. I would bet my life on that. No matter how obvious a joke is, someone is not going to clock that it's a joke. And that in and of itself is genuinely hilarious. Can you imagine being that naive? I'm a pretty naive guy, but can you imagine reading this and going, oh, okay, hell yeah, IKEA's telling me to piss in front of everybody right now. Will do. I used to work at Home Depot. You don't need the sign. People are evil and will do it themselves. I worked at Kohl's. You don't even need a toilet for them to just wherever. Yeah, actually, funnily enough, I'm pretty sure Home Depot and Lowe's started putting the toilet displays like 8 feet in the air, like up on the second shelf, because of how often people would piss and in them. In front of other people, mind you. And I'm not just talking about children. Fully grown adults doing this crap, you know? That's why you can't, like, actually inspect them and sit on them or whatever anymore, because people would use them, you know? Donald Glover had an entire stand-up bit about when he was a kid, he and his brother, or rather his brother, shat in one of them, you know? We've got cup, plain cone, waffle cone, sugar cone, pine cone, or no cone. I love that both of those are not recommended. How much money do I save if I get no cone, though? Super premium small batch ice cream. 1 scoop, 2 scoop, 3 scoops. Man, $10 for 3 scoops. I'm not sure if that's a good deal or a bad one. Oh, a waffle cone's an extra $1. Hey, at least a plain cone's included, right? You know what? Give me 3 scoops in a cup. How about that? Stone Fox Creamery. Where is Stone Fox Creamery located? Not that I'm planning on going, but you know, if I'm in the neighborhood, I'll check it out. You know, get back to you guys, see how it is. Meanwhile, in Toronto, someone spray painted "Cats Rule" on the dog area at a park. Okay. Do you think the cats did it? No, really, seriously. I know there's people out there that are big fans of cats, but I'm blaming this one on the cats themselves. You know why I would do that. You know I'm in the right here. So what are we gonna do about it? Anyway, sorry, I'm losing track of myself. Where are we? Someone. I'm sure it was a cat. See? Michael Jeopardy knows. Sorry, I finished my coffee for the morning. I'm on to an energy drink now because that's just where I'm at in my life and have been for a couple of years now straight, at least. My 8-year-old son is really hitting his humor stride. My 8-year-old triplet boys are getting into comics and have started creating their own characters. Some are better than others. Sir Poops a lot. Hey, the correct a lot. That's nice. Superpower. Can ride on a horse. Okay, that's pretty good. Can turn into poop. Can throw poop. Can turn people into toilets. Ooh, I don't like that last one. No, I do not enjoy that last one. That's not a superpower. I think that's just like super villain stuff right there. Look, being able to turn into poop, I don't know how useful that would be to him. I guess it's a decent disguise depending on where you are, you know, like, never mind. Throwing poop, I don't think you have to have a superpower. I don't think that is a superpower. Anybody can do that should they choose to do that. You know what I mean? That is possible. That's all I'm saying, is that it's totally possible for you and I to do that. We don't need to be Sir Poops-a-lot in order to do that. I kind of wish he had drawn him, though. This is just a character sheet without the... I need to see the guy. What's his uniform? As a matter of fact, you know what, guys? If you follow me on Twitter or Blue Sky, that's XYCRONVA for Twitter or XYCRON.TV for Blue Sky, you can go to either one of those, draw me Sir Poops-a-lot, should you choose to. I'm not making you, obviously. It just, if it seems like a funny art project to you, do it. Show me your version of Sir Poops-a-lot, and, you know, maybe see if he could fit into James Gunn's DCU at this point. Can he? Do we think James Gunn would like Sir Poops-a-lot? Let's get this kid a deal with DC. That's all I'm really saying here. All toys are located. Please remove if take. Thanks, Bob. Todd, help that customer. What do you want me to do? What is wrong with you? Help! Damn, he has held his breath for over 10 minutes. This is going to be a new world record. Damn, you are jumping around on a wooden leg and screaming your own name for 4 hours. I guess that is a world record. Yeah, I will say. Remember, though, the Guinness Book of World Records, if you look into it, can't you, like, essentially, you have to pay for those records, right? Look, a perfect thing to look at is to go to H. Bomber Guy's video on the oof sound effect and his expose of Tommy Tallarico. He explains in great detail why the Guinness Book of World Records has always kinda sucked ass and still also does to this day. Google search plus Reddit. Can you help me with this? Of course! I used to be so good at this. Maybe you could help him? Yup. Yeah, nah. The joys of the English language. Elsewhere on the BBC, which aspiring sower will measure up to impress the judges? Slam the BBC also has a different modern meaning. Staff required. Must be lazy and miserable to fit in with existing staff. Apply in person with your CV, have a wash before you come in. Thanks. I am not kidding at all when I say this should be like the standard, right? It should be, hey, we need someone, bathe, That's just come in. We all know that online applications are a scam. We all know they are. No one's actually hiring. This should be a bad workman blames his tools. You're the reason Susan left me. Well, yeah, you killed her with that. Dropped my tea and it wasn't very happy. Damn, okay, Jesus. You too. Tommy loves playing hide and seek. Okay, does... Ooh, hello. Whoa. Honestly, that... Oh, cats. They're one of the greatest gifts to the world. Please keep them indoors. Septic tanks pumped, swimming pools filled, not the same truck. Thank you for letting me know. I probably would have asked that. Nice try, God. The Bible only forbids worshiping carved idols and cast idols. This idol was extruded as a paste of gold powder and polyvinyl alcohol, which was then fused by sintering. Secretly, the Lord was pleased that humanity finally found the 3D printing loophole. Bro found his twin on the street. Oh, damn, dude. You got a lot to catch up on, I'm sure. Interesting typhoon over Taiwan. Huh, okay. I got nothing for you. Waze users reporting police at police-run motorsport event beat the blue. Nice. What event, by the way? My son drew this. Not sure if I should be worried or impressed. Worm time. I don't know. Did he recently watch Tremors? I feel like he might have recently seen Tremors. Not that they, in Tremors, they don't like have like a fake worm that someone wants to get as bait, you know? But anyway, I'm sure he's gonna love that damn movie.